the guys back in the 60s and 70s, I mean, they're smoking cigarettes on the line, before GPs, and, you see these old pics and stuff. It was a different time. And now what you have to do, you have to train and you have to be a professional athlete. That's how you succeed at this sport.
Flawless. McGrath is not close enough to make a move on the final turn. It is Jeff Hemming.
I met a gypsy.
Before I go, though, I did want to, as I sat here and my sort of fidget thing I fidget with is my DC ring, is just, say a word about Ken Block and
Mate, actually,
how,
yes, 100%.
how amazing
I haven't got to.
He was.
Yeah, I
and just
haven't really got to
acknowledge
talk about
his contributions as a friend, his contribution in business and sport, and he was such a big fan of Supercross and what all of us did, and really was a big advocate for it, where he was one of those brand leaders that saw a vision and had the balls to go for it and started to blend skate, surf, snow, moto, all these sports together, and really give Supercross an incredible recognition and open it up to a new group of fans that might not have without his contribution. So big loss this year.
Yeah, I was never really lucky enough to spend much time with him, but he was always a guy that, like, you get those people that it's almost like they transcend what it is that they're involved in initially, and he seemed like a guy that really transcended like action sports. He transcended business, but in transcending those things, he elevated those things to his level, if that makes sense. And I just think that we just owe him such a debt in that sense.
He had a totally separate level than anybody else has. I mean, you look when they did the Celebration of Life at Woodward up in Park City, incredible turnout, but his way of doing things was fearless. Every mountain bike, motorcycle, car, snowmobile, UTV, whatever it was, he was like, it was Ken Block, it was wrapped, it was his flavor, it was, we're going to fucking go for it. And there was never any doubt. And what he, after all the people that spoke at the event, everybody from his business partners to friends to athletes, he saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself. And then with DC, okay, now we've got the means, the ability, whether it's the conduit with content or it needs financial backing or whatever, for you to go do this. But I'm going to invest in this with the company. Everything we have in the company is riding on this. You can do it. You have to go do it. You're not going to fail. You can do this. Believe it, and then go for it, right? And it was just absolutely fearless. And that's how he lived his life. And it's really sad that he's gone, but it is the fact that we all got to be friends with him, work with him, be a part of what his dream in life was, and be along for the ride is just, I feel so blessed to have had a friendship with him, and I wish I'd have got to spend more time with him in these latter years, but quite the human being.
Where'd your friendship with him start?
Well, Rhino first became friends with him, and he started coming around, races, and then eventually, Rhino was probably the first moto guy to get a shoe deal, and then it's, one thing led to another. He'd do custom shoes for us and sponsorship and getting on the payroll and ads and things like that. I mean, the advertising that he would do, like, he didn't give a shit. He was like, when I got caught with weed and got fired, we did a Motocross Action version of one ad, and then we did a Racer X version. Well, it was me doing a knack, which I rarely ever did. And the Motocross Action version, the tagline said, "Ever wonder what it would feel like?" or something like that. And the Racer X version said, "Clinton still has his job." Like,
dude, it was the same year, wasn't it?
and
The
Ken was like,
fucking-
dude, if you were a skater and you got
Yeah.
busted like this and got in trouble, as much press as you've got, I would have had to pay you bonuses for all this. But in your sport, you're being, so he was just brilliant that way. And he was a brilliant, not just in what he did, his vision with business and stuff like that, but just as a friend. I mean, it's a tough loss, but also on the flip side is we all got to experience his friendship and be around him and make incredible memories. Like we did a 2-week moto wakeboard trip one time up to Washougal and back, and with Lucy and Bots, Blair, everybody. And when 9/11 happened, was actually up in Bass Lake in Northern California on a week-long trip. We were all living in the same house, wakeboarding, mountain bike, Z50s, everything for a week. Just incredible memories, and so I'm gonna miss him. So I just wanted
I think
give him a
that
shout out.
no, I'm glad you said something actually, because it's I haven't really got to sort of talk about it or anything since, but there's one thing that I always kind of like take some kind of solace in when it feels like someone left too soon, is that they kind of get immortalized at a really powerful time in their life, like obviously he was, in his 50s or whatever, but it's like no sign of, like, it still seemed like he was on the up. And it's like, at least with, obviously it's so fucked up what happened, but like he kind of gets to just be a North Star for everybody to look at. And it's like that vision of him as he was at his best. That's what's in stone now, And I think that there's, I don't know, like I guess that's at least what I sort of tell myself when those sorts of things happen.
Better to have had it and lost it than to have never had it at all, right? Type of thing. I mean, obviously the real, sad downer part is with the kids and Lucy, and Lucy losing a husband and the kids losing a father, and what guidance and everything that would have played. But that's life for us, because we don't get to pick and choose. We don't know that. And one thing that I took away from that is I made a note to myself, and it's kind of like, God, I've got it on my phone, but it's like, essentially the note was like, get busy living. Like here I'm at this celebration of life. It's super sad. We're all shedding tears, a lot of emotion, but the message to me was, dude, you got to fucking live while you're here. You know what I mean? Like, live life, go for it. You got to work hard. You got to play hard. You got to love hard. You got to forgive. You got to reach out to people. It's like, damn, man, why didn't I, God, how long? It had been a few months since I'd seen Ken or even talked to him, and you're like, so the messages, are pretty strong through that, but certainly wasn't, don't go do action sports. Don't be involved in this, that, or the other. The message is, hell yeah, go for it. Like, if that's what you love doing, and this is why I tell people about riding motocross. Might be a good way to end it, is like, if whatever it is, but like for me, it's riding motocross, riding dirt bikes. If that puts living in your life, then go do it. If it doesn't, go do something else. Whatever else it is that gives you that feeling of life. Like when I just started riding this week again, like, yeah, it sucks. My hands hurt. I'm like, feel like I've never ridden a motorcycle, but I love the feeling I get from riding motocross.
Yeah.
And I'm 52, so that's what I'm going to go do. And that's the message that I feel like Ken would tell us if he was right here with us right now. He'd be like, dude, you got to go for it, because you don't ever know when it's going to be over.
Yeah.
Go for it. Live life and go hard. Like, don't be afraid and be fearless.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.